2 p.m. here on the East Coast. Good to see you. No hat needed. I noticed that when I wear a hat, the new studio lights I have make it look weird. So, good to see everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful afternoon. What's up over there in Euroville? Bitcoin touched all-time high. Made a tickle of all-time high today. Hope everyone has enjoyed themselves. Been a heck of a couple months, hasn't it? So, without wasting a lot of time, what do you say we go look at the charts? Because isn't that really all that matters? I think so. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. It costs nada to hit like here. And while you're there, hit the little notification bell to make sure you subscribe and don't miss any of the notifications. Click the little notifications icon too so you don't miss, because if you miss, you're going to wish you didn't. We only do Tuesday streams in the Discord. These are unlisted private YouTube videos, which you can't see unless you come hang out in our Discord, which is in the description of the video. One of the guys can shoot you an invite to the Discord if you'd like. Anyone who's in the Discord, even free members, can watch these. You just got to show up. That's all. I've got the YouTube chat set up for you so we can see it too. There you go. All right, I got you right here on the screen, everybody. So good to see you, DeFi Julian, Live Concept, Joke, Giacomo, good to see you, brother. What's up, Guillermo? Joke, what's up? Ray, good to see you, and congrats on all-time high, bro. We've been watching close, haven't we? Mr. Lejon, good to see you. Said I feel like a virgin. You'll have that. Elro, Darren O'Rourke, good to see you, brother. We can make this a little bigger too for everyone, so you can see it a little better. We just pop out the messages for a couple minutes, and then we look at the messages, and then we hide the messages. Good to see you, Darren. Artie, what's up, my friend over there in Scotland? Rob, Ariana, Jill Sandwich, Ron Poteet, Jay, Jeremy D, Ragnar, Elro, Manolo, Chili Lime, Mark Estrada, Horse Trader. Good to see you guys. All right, so let's go through what you've asked for. First, I'm going to start with Bitcoin. Oh, boy, it's been a run here for the last couple of days, right? So we watched this thing pop up really rapidly. I got all-time high marked with a very faint yellow line right here, and I also have a fib set already pulled up on it. And the reason I did that was I wanted you to go down to the yellow time frames just a bit here and have a glance at the 4-hour, trying to throw a really bearish 4-hour candle followed by a really ugly 4-hour candle behind that. I don't want everyone to freak out because we thought this might happen. All right, we thought this might happen. I've been wondering when exactly it would come in. Hey, here it is. All right, so here's what gets dicey. We can compare this to 2016 and try to time it perfectly, and I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. What I do know is in 2016, from the swing low to the swing high, you pulled back about 78% from the swing low to the swing high. Here is our swing low, here is our swing high, and 78% would be about 52 to 54,000. I don't know that we actually pull back that much. We may only go back to roughly the 50 fib here at 59,000, roughly 60, right? Nice round psychological number, kind of makes sense. That's about 15% off from the top, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, about 15%. So that makes sense. You know, a good 15% punch in the mouth for everyone who went long trying to get cute. Now, where would you wipe these longs at? Because it's often a question that we ask. And what is wiping the longs? Well, whenever you wipe longs, I'll say this, traders find places to leverage trade based on the chart. Here, you got a place. You had a clean breakout, and you created a base of support right here. So a normal trader would take the trade here on the breakout, all right, and then they would set their stop loss right below the recent low. Now, I'll zoom in here for you, but the recent low is right here. So they have an entry here and a stop loss below that recent low. So in order to wipe that long and liquidate them, you got to bring the price back down below their stop loss. Make them kick their stop loss and or hit their liquidation level. All right, that's the way it works. So that's how far you'd have to come down just to get most of the longs to at least think about this. That hasn't happened, all right? It's fairly obvious that hasn't happened because all you got is a whole bunch of ups so far with just a little quick stab in the dark downs. Now, this was a nice, big, hard stab, I will admit. 8% in a day, roughly about 8% swing in a day. I'm curious of where this goes because I'm watching very carefully myself. I'm in mostly altcoins. You guys have seen that. So I'm just trying to determine whether I even want to bother swinging around on a bunch of these, which you've seen me say recently in the Discord. I just don't want to bother trading everything. I think that's not a wise decision for me to trade everything, right? So since I don't want to trade everything and I want to trade some of this stuff, and I hope you guys like the new banner on the top of our live streams, which will be there indefinitely until that person decides maybe he should apologize for acting like an idiot. And I highly doubt that happens, so it's probably going to stay there. Good to see you, Andreas, Faroud, Christian. Good to see you guys. So that's how I see Bitcoin for now. We could flatten out and level out here, right here around this 382 level, about 61.5, 62K. And that's okay. That's a good bullish retrace. I'm curious how sideways we go here. What just happened recently gives us the opportunity to retrace back up because this is a very rapid move down. All it did so far was break a fair value gap, which I will listen to on low time frames. And there you had a fair value gap that it has since closed. All right, so it's free to actually retrace back up here a little bit, back to this fair value gap, which is around 66,000. All right, fair to run it. It may do it. Let's go look through some of the ones you guys have requested. First one you requested was AVAX. Now on a high time frame here, I went ahead and started adding some profit dumps over into AVAX. What does that mean? All right, what do I call a profit dump? Well, anytime I have a trade, so I guess this is borderline important to break down. Anytime I have a trade go profitably and I take profits, meaning sell a portion or sell half or sell a quarter or whatever it is I sell, I find another place to put that money. Typically, it doesn't just sit in stable coins for too long. Typically, I find a place to put that money, and one place I found to put that money was AVAX because I had taken profits and it had kind of went above where I sold at, and I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to chase this with new money, but if I have profits for something, I'll take money that I made profits on and I'll move it over into AVAX. One such play was VARA, V-A-R-A. Now, I bought VARA, and I'll show you here to explain to you why I bought AVAX, because this all kind of ties together. You know what I'm saying? Here's VARA. So I bought VARA down here at these 4 spots. Just as soon as I bought it, last time I bought one anyway, it immediately shot up to here to the 50 fib and paused. And I thought, gosh, do I go ahead and take profits now? Do I get profits out beforehand? If it wants to break trend, do I leave it be? Well, it acted like it wanted to fail this 50 fib and not break it. So being the person that I am, thinking, hey, it went up 50% in a day. Hey, let's go ahead and get half off the table. My investment back off the table, so to speak. So I took 1,000 out, or 1,100. Since then it's retraced. So then I thought I could put this money back in VARA, not the end of the world, on a retrace, or I could find somewhere else to put it. And since I already look pretty good on this position right here where I bought, I'm going to leave it be and not rebuy anymore. And I can leave this VARA alone and stash it till the end of the bull market if I really wanted to. All right. I probably will. I have many that I'm not going to trade because there are too many to trade. Does that make sense? Even a pro trader like me doesn't want to trade everything. Now back to AVAX. That same profit that I got, I rolled over into AVAX. And I know, oh gosh, Keith, you bought and it went down. It's fine. Like I said, if I get more profits from other stuff, I may take those profits and then roll it over into AVAX and just leave it, right? Because I think we can all agree that AVAX is going to have a pretty good future here in the upcoming bull market. It hasn't even broke all-time high yet. It hasn't even got to Sniper's Alley yet, like many have. And you see Sniper's Alley's all the way up here at $80. That's 100% up. So any profit that I generate, I can take that profit, throw it over into one like AVAX, let it sit there and marinate until it wants to do something later. All right. I'm dollar cost averaging with profits, so to speak. Makes sense? Now, there are many other charts you could do this with. I just chose to do it with AVAX because I had sold it and hadn't had a chance to rebuy it yet. So there was my opportunity. All right. Cool thing here. It hasn't, like I said, broken up through the Golden Pocket or Sniper's Alley, and many others have. I do like the breakout that it had. We just need to give it some time here, and I think we may see more upside. All right. In time. Just give it a little bit. Worst case Ontario, it retraces back down to support at around $35, which just gives me a chance to DCA a little bit more. I think you guys asked for a couple more here. ADA and XRP. Well, let's do XRP first because that one's heavily spoken about. All right, I'll go to a nice clean chart. What do you say? Let's go to Coinbase. I can't use Coinbase. There's no data there. This is a good example of not having any data, yeah? How about, can we do Poloniex? I don't like using Poloniex, but we can. Don't mind this ridiculous wick right here. That's not real. More so what I wanted you to see was this very heavy resistance right through, grab my little rectangle tool. You got a heavy resistance right through this entire area, all the way back to 2017, where this area has played hardball. Do you see that? 2018 hardball, 2020, 2021, late 2021, 2022, 2023. This area has played rough. It doesn't want to give up the goods, does it? Fair to say? So you can expect this area not to fall easy moving forward. That being said, I would like to see it get over top of this box to satisfy some of my thoughts on where I think it's going to go in the future. This may be the point where we fade back and sideways until that area comes up around June or July. I'll show you that now on the full fractal chart here. Before we break out the fractals, please let me understand to you that this is not a perfect science. Fractals are so overdone. Please know that before I go on saying the rest of the stuff, all right? Please, fractals are super overdone. Don't count on this to be perfect. I'm just trying to get close. That's all right? If you see someone telling you this is why it's going to happen and we're going to these outrageous, insane numbers like $10,000 a coin, come on. As a matter of fact, when I see takes like that, I think this. Absolute trash take, and you should grow up. Do you have any idea what you're talking about? Probably the answer is no. All right? I don't need a hype man screaming on stage to tell me that. Good news. I've got the fractals pulled up here. I want you to see that. I'm going to hide them one by one first, and then I'll unhide them. All right, so here's that line I was talking about. The box I was talking about, and the line of resistance as far as a trend line goes, pushing the price down. All right, if I flip back one screen, here is the fractal that I pulled from 2016, and I kind of tried to scale it correctly to sort of match up what we've got moving forward. All right, that shows us going to roughly $3 to $6. All right, fair enough. Now I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. Here's the 2020 fractal laid over top of it, and I'll hide the 2016 one. Roughly both of them show at least $3 here, all right? I kind of tried to size them and get them close, plus make them match up with what they should match up with as far as support and resistance goes. If it's a fractal and you see someone sharing an XRP fractal, please understand that the price action must maintain support and resistance throughout. It cannot just magically be stuck on the end and expect these crazy, outrageous, enormous prices. It's not how it works, all right? It has to be justified with support and resistance to follow through with what it's already done. I just showed you very difficult levels to break through on XRP, yeah? Showed you the 65 to 75 cents won't fall easy. Now, once it gets above that, it's actually a little easier to move, which is why some of these fractals make sense here, all right? This is roughly over top of that 65 to 75 cent area, actually over that above $1, all right? And if I draw that same box here, I will do so right here. I'm going to backtrack so I don't lose all my data. But there's that same box. This would be actually jumping over that box temporarily, falling back under it, playing around with it a little bit more until we get to that June, July area. We'll find out. And then toward the end of the year, getting our really big run. That could compress until the summer. I don't have all the answers, and I wish I was perfect with this, but I'm not. I'm just getting close, all right? More so what I see is on the daily chart here. All right? You've got a big pullback, but you're still trending up. You're still above all the moving averages. They're all starting to wad up into a pile here, which is great. As long as we stay on top of said moving averages, everything is fine. It just won't go as fast as you want it to. And honestly, It doesn't really matter what we want. That's just how it works. The charts will always lead the way before any news is going to front run any of that stuff. And if you don't understand that, you had the biggest news possible with the SEC lawsuit falling through, and charts retraced right back to where they were as if nothing happened. Did you sell? No, you didn't. You probably bought more. That's exactly what every single market maker wanted you to do, was fall for the trap, and you fell for it. So how about we change what we were doing and do it a little better? I'm on your team. I want all of us to win. I have some XRP. I will be buying and selling it all throughout. Why aren't you? All right. That's how I feel about that one. Now let's go a little faster. I wanted to record those because those in particular get people talking. You know what I mean? People like to argue about a couple set assets, and that's one of them. ADA, I like how this is sitting over top of the weekly 200 moving average. Even if this fails down to 63 cents, that's okay to me because we're still riding high. We got a tits cross coming right here, 50 through the 100 moving average. Getting a little bit of checkup in price. Sit on support here, make your next leg up to 86 cents. Beyond that, I like it going to at least $1, $1.50 or higher. We'll see. I hope that happens this summer. If that happens this summer, that sets the stage for a big 2025. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Fair enough. Let's see. All right, Casper. We haven't talked about Casper a lot. All right, so same situation here for Casper. This 5-cent level has played hardball, doesn't want to fall, but I like that it's over all the weekly moving averages. It looks like it's going to go sideways a little bit more. Bollinger Bands are tight, but not screaming tight. I think this will move in the summer. I think you're going to get good summer moving out of it. Everything now is just a kind of a chance to accumulate. Let's see. Dollar index. Well, thank you, Jill. That's a good one. No one talks about very much. No one wants to talk about the dollar. Oh, but we shall. All right. So she faded the trend line so far. See that? So far, she faded the trend line. How far down does this go? We've currently run into this situation where Bitcoin and the dollar are kind of running side by side, which is weird. That'll eventually balance out. We have FMOC meetings coming up on the 18th and 19th, but that's still 2 weeks away. So one would expect that they keep the dollar, or they keep rates flat, or they add to the rates and not cut them. We'll see. I think maybe people are pricing in flat. So, you know, what I currently see is that this thing don't want to get going. It wants to hold up against this trend line. Could we make a higher low here? Yes. And if we make a higher low, we have a chance for a higher high to break out. Don't count your chickens. All the moving averages are wadded up. This is what I was talking about for XRP. You want to see all the moving averages ball up like this. Thing is, for the dollar, you'd like to see it under here so that this fades back and crypto goes up. But it looks like it's sitting on top of it, which means you're going to get some play around here before anything super major happens. Keep an eye on it. All right. What else we got? Duel. I challenge you to a duel. I'm an idiot. You guys know I'm an idiot. I'm going to act like an idiot sometimes. It's okay. All right. Sitting over top of the daily 50, 21, and that's it. You failed the 8, but you're over the 21. So here comes the entry point. Here comes the looking for entries point. Do we fade back to the 50-day moving average, which is about 083, 0083? That's not terribly far. Is the downside worth worrying about? You're right up against the trend line here. I see that. You could argue that you have or have not failed it, whatever. If you put it in linear mode, it looks like no failure. And since you've got a pretty short chart, you can get away with linear mode here. This looks like an accumulation area to me, not necessarily a failure area so far. You're buying support, you're selling resistance here. And this thing's going to run back to support. It's going to give you chances to buy. Just be careful. I don't want everyone to fall into the trap of hurrying up and buying alts. Our real alt season is until 2025. We'll get some alt movement up with Bitcoin, but it won't move independent of Bitcoin until much, much later. I think we all understand that Bitcoin is still the king, and it's just going to stay that way for a while. Ain't no other ETFs out there. TIA, that's a good one. We haven't talked about TIA in a long time. Big market cap on this one. All right, she started rolling over here, but hasn't necessarily failed just yet. You got a bit of a parabolic roll down, so leave it be until it changes. Now you're under the 50, but over the 100. I actually expect a little bit of a bounce here. Let's see if it can get back over that 50, because if it can get back over that 50-day moving average there, then we can track back north toward all-time high again. If not, we fail this 100, we're liable to stay right around this area at about 12.3 and hover. That's the best support we have for the time being. If it fails and gets worse than that, it can get real ugly real fast. However, we're not going into a bear market. We're just in a bit of a retrace. So as long as we're in a bit of a retrace, no reason to panic. All right. Let's see. What's up, guys? Ozone, what's up, my friend? Reeferoni, good to see you, brother. Yeah, you've been over in the Discord talking. Good to see you. I'm with it, my man. Good stuff. I like to see people come back after a long time away. And even Thurman come back, which is awesome. I have to fire up my Where's Thurman gifts. He said, it's me, AAA from years ago. Bro, there's been so many names. I don't remember them all. I'm sorry. Nothing personal, dude. There's so many people, man. I try to remember everybody's name, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an idiot, so I often forget people's names. I feel bad about it. I don't like forgetting people. I don't want you to feel forgotten. That's not cool. I try to be the anti-influencer and remember everybody's name and remember people who come and hang out. I think I do remember AAA, but man, I would be lying if I told you I remembered everything. And that's not fair. So I don't like to lie to people. All right. So you've broken out of this trend here. This is actually a nice looking chart. I'm not exactly sure right off the top of my head what all-time high is. I have to dig in a little bit more. I'm willing to bet you it's different than what it shows, though. Let's go check this. PHA, was it? Yeah. All-time high on CoinGecko was $1.39. And that's about what I've got, but not quite. And that was when? It says 2021. So we'll pick that one. That's better. And that still shows that we've broken out, which is cool. No matter what, we've broken out there. All right, good. So I can erase that red line. We're close enough to a breakout to not like overthink it. You're over all the moving averages. I like DCAs here on this one because you're near support. And how was the market cap on this one? It was fairly low, wasn't it? Nah, it's 100 million. Okay. So it's a mid cap. But any DCAs through here are fine. All the way back to what is that? 12, 11 cents is a chance to accumulate here and find a footing. I like the 50 fib at 31 cents, kind of for sure. We'll see about these upper levels. But 31 cents makes sense going forward with a chance to kind of accumulate. I see Velo on the list. This is one of my larger positions. Here we go. So we haven't quite cracked, haven't quite cracked that 100 moving average just yet. I'm about 175% on Velo. That also 236 fib right there is playing some hardball, right? Cool. It's all right. Let it be. I like that it's over the moving averages. It may track sideways for a little bit. I'm okay with that. Tracking sideways to halving before we get to halving, then maybe even after halving. But this summer, give me the 382 or the 50 fib. Either one of those happens this summer. Holy smokes, that's a lot of money for me. You may ask, how much money is that for Keith? Is he full of crap? Well, here's my actual position. All right. Average price after the swing will be down here. Roughly 0048 is my technical entry. So that would be, if it got to the 50 fib, that would be $78,000 for me. $78,000 is a lot of money. In case you don't understand, I'm probably going to be bound to take some profits there. And what am I up to here? That would be 263. 263. That'd be about $30,000 for me. All right. I'll take 30,000 too. That's pretty darn good. I think we are going to have a bit of a retrace at the end of the year. We'll find out how much. I'm not sure yet. But alts are not Bitcoin, so they're going to bleed more throughout cycles. That's just part of the game. If it gets up here by the end of the bull market, that's $320,000 up here to this golden pocket, which is why it's yellow. I doubt that happens realistically. I like to keep my hopes pessimistic, but there's a solid possibility. All right. And if that's going to happen, dude, that's crazy money. And that means I've likely hit my goal plus some. My goal, for all of you who don't understand, is about 2.2 million. So if I could hit my 2.2 million goal, I'm going to have a mini heart attack, right? I'll have a mini heart attack, but 2.2 million changes my life and my family's life for the future. And if you don't understand, I'm a family man first. I don't mean my old family. I mean my current family, right? I have my woman, my 2 boys, and occasionally we have a bunch of other kids. So they're not technically mine, but I call them mine, yeah? So that's a big deal for me. I want you also to remember this is not financial advice. I don't do financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Just showing you what I'm doing and how I do it, all right? You can feel free to use it your way that you want to use it. That's up to you. VRA, this will be one of the last ones we have time for. 30 minutes goes by quick, doesn't it? All right? That's why I tell you guys, get in here quick. Don't miss out. We hit the 50 fib and the 200 moving average just the same as a bunch of other assets. It went past where I thought it would. I thought it would stop here. It kind of went above it first before it started to lay back. Cool news here is, as long as it stays above 008, I'm good. I've already put this into the, hey, don't touch it pile, and I have a bunch of VRA, all right, a bunch. So it swings my wallet a lot when it moves. I do think it gets up here to at least 0.25 or higher. And if it can get all the way up here to Sniper's Alley, that's a 12X. From where I'm at now, that's probably $40,000, $50,000 for me, which is incredible. So again, I can't trade them all. I'll probably stash this one. Sorry. All right, we can do render and amp quickly. How about that? R Andy R USDT. Aguilar's Vision, get with me, ma'am. I'm heading to Mexico in a couple months. I'll be in Playa del Carmen. Here's render. Again, we scraped all-time high here. Just kissed it, didn't break it. Pulling back some on the daily. We're breaking the 821 now. Let's see if it hangs up in the wait a minute zone here. If it drops to the 50 and bumps into the 50 moving average here, I don't hate dollar cost averaging into this one. It's clearly going to break all-time high and go much higher. How high do I think it goes? Well, it appears as though render is going to make it to at least probably 22 bucks, 37 bucks at least. So 22 bucks is kind of an at least mark for me. Amp. Yes, I love it. I can't wait to be back. We'll have the whole family down there in Playa del Carmen. You have to come hang out. Amp. All right. So over the 21, but under the 8. You started to roll back a little bit. If we flip to weekly real quick, you'll see that we're smacking that 100 moving average and kind of rejecting here some. It's probably going to build a bit of a bull flag and hold up some. But once it does, I like it to crack back north to at least 0068 or 007. Love that number. Beyond that, we're likely to hit 01, and we're likely to come up here to the golden pocket at 002. For me, from this level, that is at least 325, but it could do much more than that if it wants to get all the way up here. From this point to Sniper's Alley is a 10X. From where I bought in, average would be about 12X, which is crazy. That's $20,000. That's nuts. All right. This is why I say the things I say. So let's keep your eyes open on some of this stuff. It's already past the 30 minutes. Man, that goes by super quick. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you coming on. If you didn't get the chart answered here, jump over in the Discord after this. We'll get to it over there. Go through them one by one. Ask around. All of our guys and gals are there to help each other. It's not all about me. It's about us. You have, if you're not a member, just about a month to join before the doors close for good. Right there's the link, wap.com/team786. You better get in now because once the doors close, our small community stays small forever. Forever. That's Sandlot for you kids who don't know. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all on the next stream. Y'all be good. Sky's the limit. Peace.